Damn good show.
It's a good show, but it's going to be a short one.
That's
A little bit shorter. That's the normal, I guess. Both coordinators and Kalen DeBoer on Mondays. Well, I don't know. We haven't gotten a ton of information about it. We didn't know that was going to happen, to be honest with you, but we were going to make sure that we brought it to you, so we did do that. Now, it is game week for real in college football. We got a little taste of it on Saturday with Florida State crapping down their leg in Dublin and getting dumped in the ACC opener against Georgia Tech. FCS Montana State scored 2 touchdowns in the last 4 minutes of the game against New Mexico and won that one. Nevada gave SMU a major scare before the Mustangs outscored them 16-0 in the fourth quarter to win by 5. And Delaware State did not get blown by Hawaii, losing by only 21. You say only 21, yeah, but it was like 41, 42, 43 points. It was huge.
And for the Noles, to me, this is a huge blow to their playoff hopes. Everybody's saying, that's only game 1, it's 12-team playoff, blah, blah, blah.
I'm going to get 2 teams out of the ACC into this deal. So they still have to rally and go ahead and win the ACC if they're going to get in. And they have no room for error out the rest of the way. And DJ, DJU is who we thought he was. 193 home yards in the loss, missed some big throws, and I'll say this again. Florida State is the 7-5 team in the SEC. All right, I said it. There you go.
8-4, 7-5, 84 type of team if they're in the SEC. I'll put it out there now.
Now this week we get the full enchilada, beginning with 21 games on Thursday night. The most interesting probably the North Dakota State at Colorado game. Don't look for the big upset there. Everybody's like, oh, it's North Dakota State. They're not quite what they had been in the past. In Colorado, it's not like they're going to sneak up on Colorado. I think Deion will have Colorado ready, and I'm not looking for a big upset there. UAB and Jack State will be in play as well on Thursday. And then after a few games on Friday night, we get Clemson and Georgia at 11 on Saturday. Then Miami and Florida in the second window. Then Notre Dame and Texas A&M at night. Of course, Alabama and Auburn are playing cupcake games as well on Saturday. Then Sunday, we get USC and LSU in Vegas. Monday, it's BC and Florida State. And there are plenty of other games to be interested in as well. Now, Thom Luginbill of ESPN is coming up in just a few moments to talk about all of that at the bottom of this hour. And as expected, Nick Saban crushed it during his game day debut. And I have his projected 12-team playoff matchups in front of me. Now, outside of college football, we still got MLB races going on. And speaking of races, what a race in Daytona on Friday night as Harrison Burton, who was fired by the Wood brothers, took the win. And Josh Berry from Hendersonville, Tennessee, where he went to school, high school, with Joseph Newgarden, who is an open wheel, IndyCar champion. And they were classmates with Taylor Swift. I mean, what are the chances of that? I mean, that's just crazy. And they were all together back in the day. So anyway, Josh Berry ended up on his roof, spinning like crazy, slid into the inside wall while he was spinning like crazy, upside down for several minutes before they flipped the car over with him in it. And then he walks away without a scratch. I mean, the cars are incredibly safe.
Whoa! Berry's gone, and he goes up and over.
You figure out how to keep these cars on the ground.
For Josh Berry.
That's the worst looking flip I've ever seen. And those of you watching WZZN TV are seeing it right now. I mean, that was horrific looking. And I mean, I didn't do that with my mask. My
Eric Jones is involved.
That's what it looked like.
There's Austin
Cindric around on his roof. How many times? I didn't even count the number of spins.
Oh, Berry's gone, and he goes up and over. Huge hit for Josh Berry.
That's the worst wreck. That's it right there. You're seeing it. And the guy walks away unscathed, unscratched from that. Do we really need
Eric
to do
Jones is involved.
Let's not take too much of the
There's Austin Cindric.
NASCAR writer Jordan Bianchi scheduled to join us. There's some big news popping in Daytona out of NASCAR, and we don't know what it is, but he had to bail. All right, lines are open 256-576-4977. You can text the show 732-9TA-SHOW, 732-982-7469. We got Thom Luginbill coming up in a couple of minutes. Then we're open gangway the whole rest of the show. So you'll have plenty of time to get into the show. My X feed is at Thom Abraham Show. The Zone is on X at 97.7 ESPN. ESPN Winchester is on X at ESPN Winchester. The YouTube channel is WZZN TV. Zone has the app as well. Soon ESPN Winchester will have one. Talk Radio WZZN has an app for all your Rocket City Trash Panda action as well as your Huntsville Panthers action. Now remember that this season's live draft for the DFL, the Doghouse Fantasy League, will take place tomorrow night at 5:30 at Carrabba's Italian Grill. Okay? It's an Italian grill, not Mexican. And everyone will get a discount on their meal just for asking for it. The drive will be broadcasting live from there as well. Now, if you want great Mexican, come out and join me on Thursday. My boom is drooping again. Jeez. Come out and I got to tighten up my nuts. Boom keeps drooping. Come out and see me on Thursday at Corralejos Mexican Grill out behind Westminster Christian, which is also on one of our stations, one of our zones, and they won. Tomorrow night, live draft. Be there. All right, back in the little glass room, playing the Platters of Matter, the Stacks of Wax, answering the phones, keeping us on the air. Our interim producer, the one and the only, Captain Cool.
I'm the producer of the show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together on a stick and polish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
I have a sentimental weakness for my children, and I spoil them, as you can see. They talk when they should listen.
Give me back my son!
I don't like violence, Tom. I'm a businessman.
I'm telling you, there's an embarrassing press conference in that kid's future.
You ain't first, you're last. He's got Abraham now. What a catch! What a catch! A leaping catch at the 45-yard lines, and he brings it in.
Hey, Captain Cool, you're not going to do the show like in an Australian voice, are you? Like with a limey type of accent? You're not going to do that to me, are you?
Why you got so much of a problem? It honestly brought me back to the Oscar days whenever NASCAR
this
was
isn't
Australia.
anything. This isn't Australia. This isn't NASCAR in Australia.
Going
this
worldwide.
Is NASCAR in Daytona Beach, Florida. They don't race in Australia. If they do, it's just a fun thing. It's not a real thing. The only accent I want to hear out of my NASCAR broadcaster is a North Carolina accent. I mean, my gosh. I mean, look, the guy is a fine broadcaster. Lee Diffie. He's a fine broadcaster. But can we find an American to do these races? Of all of the broadcasters, we kept Rick Allen. Rick Allen filled in for Lee Diffie when he was blowing the call in Paris. Remember, this is the guy that called the track and field in Paris and screwed up the call of the guy when he won when the American won. He was like, oh, Jamaica. And I'm like, shut up, Lee. The American won.
I got to admit, all right, whenever I first clicked onto the channel, I thought I was listening to the international version of the broadcast. I'm going to be honest with you, but I will say
last year.
he did a fine job. It was totally okay in my book.
He's okay, but it's not. I mean, come on.
But the race at the end of the day was what really made it. I will say, though, I didn't keep up with NASCAR enough last week just because all the stuff that was going on with our high school streaming network that I totally forgot that it would be on Saturday. And that kind of screwed up my entire weekend. I didn't know what to do, and my fantasy team was also
you ended up in the studio on Saturday night, right? Because we had our Trash Panda producer was AWOL. All right, let's get a break. When we come back, let's talk to Thom Luginbill. We'll get our college football fix on with him next, right here on the Thom Abraham Show.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota.
They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
From heirloom diamonds to contemporary jewels, Loring & Company is the place to find something truly special. Whether shopping for a diamond ring for that once-in-a-lifetime occasion or marking a milestone birthday or personal achievement with a Rolex watch, you'll find just the thing in our edit of the world's most sought-after brands, including David Yurman, Roberto Coin, Marco Bicego, and Fopé. Expect a treasure trove of the world's most unique, even breathtaking earrings, rings, necklaces, and bracelets, making choosing just one piece a challenge in itself. Loring & Company Jewelers on Airport Road. The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Hey folks, Bob Baumhauer here. We're extremely proud that Baumhauer's Victory Grill has been serving Alabama for 43 legendary years. Our motto is legendary fun, legendary food, and we strive to make every dining experience a special one for all of our guests. Our menu features delicious, always fresh and scratch-made in-house recipes. And of course, our award-winning wings and sauces. And don't forget, our happy hour and halftime daily specials cannot be beat. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
It's time to get ready for game day. That means Alabama football and tailgating. Whether you're tailgating at home or at Bryant-Denny, visit Brooks & Collier for North Alabama's largest selection of premium grills and smokers like Big Green Egg, Blaze, Delta Heat, Memphis, and Traeger. Satisfy any palate with our wall of rubs and seasonings. For all your tailgating needs, visit Brooks & Collier at 813 Meridian Street or at brooksandcollier.com. An Alabama tradition for over 75 years. Roll Tide.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Segment of the Tom Abraham Show is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, who've been bringing us Tom Luginbill for a while now. Woody Anderson Ford's award-winning service department is there not only for routine checkups for not just your Ford or other brand, but also if you have a bigger problem, their expert service technicians will quickly diagnose it and use state-of-the-art tools to get it resolved. They can do it all, including, brake, tranny work, air conditioner work. They got a mobile service. They have got the quick lane service as well. Your one-stop shop to service brakes and tires and batteries as well. If if you can't get out there till after hours or on a Saturday, they take care of it all for you, no matter the service your Ford needs. Woody Anderson ensures quick, professional, and exceptional service. They also ensure Tom Luginbill each and every week on the Tom Abraham Show, and he joins me now. Tom played quarterback at Georgia Tech, but I don't know. What's your alma mater? I don't know if we call that your alma mater. Tom played for like 3 different places. Tom was bouncing around in the transfer portal before there even was a transfer portal. Tommy, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing good. Well, not actually. I had to play by the old rules. I wasn't recruited out of high school. I had to go to the junior college level to prove myself. Then transferred to Tech. Had to beat out a returning starter. And then coaching change happened. They started going more option-based. So my alma mater is Eastern Kentucky, and my grad school degree is from Marshall.
Oh, there you go. All right. So that's good. So you can,
yeah,
but
you
you
go.
it still had to warm the cockles of your heart to watch the Ramblin' Wreck take down Florida State. I mean, when you're sitting there in the Barca Lounge, you're just watching the game. That must have felt pretty cool to see Georgia Tech do what they did there in Dublin.
Well, it was neat because, saw that program, 2 years ago, we had their opener against Clemson on Labor Day night on ABC. 3 weeks later, we had them at home against Ole Miss, and they were completely in shambles. And I've gotten to know Brent Key for quite some time now, going back to UCF and him working for George O'Leary, and just really happy to see the job that he's done and how quickly he's been able to turn that thing around and get them competitive and make them a tough out. And then to go over there and play the way they did, especially after that first series on defense.
Yeah.
It was really impressive to see what they did, for the final stretch. So yeah, it was and listen, we're going to see more of that this weekend. You watch, somebody's going to lose to somebody they're not supposed to. This is what happens early when you don't have preseason games and you're ironing out the kinks, and you don't bring your A game, everybody's vulnerable.
Well, it's also what happens when you don't practice a lot of football. I mean, I noticed this on Friday night doing high school football, and there was a lot of sloppy play. And I'm like, it's kind of what happens when you don't practice football. You get, guys are not, it's one thing to go live for 10 minutes, and hit for a little bit. But we just heard Kalen DeBoer talk about how much scrimmaging they've done, live scrimmaging they've done at Alabama. We'll see how that manifests itself. But, when these guys don't have a chance to really go hard for an extended period of time, you see teams break down and you get some sloppy play.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. So much of the focus now is on player safety and, limited contact, hydration. And so it's hard to have to really dial back the intensity and the contact and the good on good and the live 11 on 11. I mean, we have NCAA rules against that stuff now, and you don't have a traditional 2-a-day structure. So you go from half to 3/4 speed to thud and not taking anybody to the ground, and all of a sudden the live bullets start flying, and it's 100 miles an hour, but nobody's been practicing at that pace.
Yeah.
And until you get 2 to 3 games under your belt, you're going to see pre-snap penalties. You're going to see guys overrun run fits. You're going to see poor tackling in space. It's just it's almost impossible to avoid, and nobody's immune from it.
Well, speaking of bouncing around the schools, I mean, DJ Uyunglele, did I get it right? I think I got it right a little bit. Anyway, close. Uyunglele. He now starting for his third team in his, cross country back and forth type of deal. And, but DJU is who we thought he was, right? I mean, 193 yards, ho-hum, 13, check downs to within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, missed a couple of open guys down the field. I mean, if Florida State fans thought this was going to be the answer to go 13-0 again, they're going to be sadly mistaken.
Well, I don't think anybody should be surprised by this. I mean, if you've been paying attention at all, I mean, this is what we've seen from him for 4 years, and I don't know how many times somebody has to tell you who they are before you start to believe them. And this was a huge concern of mine for Florida State coming into the game, because he has not proven that he can elevate a team. He's not proven that he can make the routine plays routinely. Can't push the ball downfield. And then once Georgia Tech started stopping the run, it was over, because he couldn't get the ball downfield. And so, this is a Florida State football team that has a lot of new faces. Virtually every major component to their offensive production from last year is gone. Jaheim Bell, Johnny Wilson, Keon Coleman, Trey Benson, Jordan Travis. I mean, the list goes on. And so they're kind of a brand new team on offense. And then Georgia Tech, I think, surprised everybody and popped up and started manhandling them up front a little bit. And I think that stunned Florida State, and they didn't respond, very well. The question now is going to be for Florida State. They got Boston College and Thomas Castellanos on Monday night, on Labor Day night coming up. And you talk about a game where you better win, because when you start bringing in a bunch of guys from the portal and they're coming in from other places and things aren't going well, what's their loyalty to the program?
Right. Yeah, that's
their
a great
loyalty
point.
to the money and the NIL.
Yeah, that's a great point. Thom Luginbill with us here. And the Tech averaged, 5.5 yards a carry. Brent Key, an old offensive lineman, he's out of the Birmingham area. He loves that stuff. And I think that's what we're going to see. If you like, putting a hand in the ground, rolling off the ball and knocking people backwards, you're going to enjoy watching Georgia Tech play this year.
There's no question. I got a chance to see him early on in training camp when we were doing their camp tour, and there's no question that this team embodies his mentality, his perspective, mental and physical toughness. Don't beat yourself. All of the little cliches that you hear that are so real. That's what this team is built upon. I mean, look at number 44 for them on defense. If anybody was more linebackery than that guy, I don't know who it would be. I mean, that is a football playing dude, but he just embodies kind of what they're all about. Now, I sent Brent a text on Saturday afternoon. I said, the moment you get back to the States, you need to take every person on that football team and put them in a bunker.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up reading all your press clippings and everybody telling you how good you're going to be, because now you come home on Saturday night against Georgia State and you can't afford to lay an egg, right? I mean, that's the last thing that Georgia Tech can do here. They have got to come out on Saturday and play well.
Is Florida State still the favorite in the SEC, or do you look at Clemson now, or maybe Miami? We'll get a good look at Miami against Florida on Saturday. Where are you at on Clemson? Is it time to welcome them back to the party?
Well, I think Clemson, NC State, Virginia Tech, Miami, they're all in the discussion. Maybe Georgia Tech's now in the discussion, for an ACC championship, or at least a place in the game. Clemson, to me, they're loaded on defense, Tom. I mean, their defensive front seven, they've got people on the perimeter. It's always been that way. That has not changed. And I think people are understating that. But they will go as far as Cade Klubnik takes them. Cade Klubnik's got to take the next step. He's got to be able to push the ball downfield, get the ball out of his hands. And more importantly than that, he's a double-digit turnover guy. All right? He's had not just interceptions, but a ton of fumbles a year ago. That's got to come to an end, or they're not going to be in the game in the fourth quarter versus Georgia. But are they good enough to play for an ACC championship? Absolutely. And I promise you, Dabo Swinney is loving the fact that nobody's talking about him. It's kind of like the beginning of his tenure there. They kind of snuck up on people, and before you know it, they became dominant. And now it seems like it's kind of gone back to that mentality a little bit, and I think he kind of relishes that role.
Yeah, Thom Luginbill with us here. All right, so week one now, we get the full schedule here for week one, and it's going to get started with an interesting game. Of course, you got to feature Colorado on ESPN because it apparently it's in the Deion's contract or something. I don't know, but they're going to be hosting North Dakota State. A lot of people are saying, "Oh God, in North Dakota State, they're going to go in there and dump Colorado." I don't know if that's the case. This isn't the North Dakota State that was winning like 8 out of 9 national championships. And I don't think they're sneaking up on anybody, including Colorado. I would think that Colorado's got enough to win that game, but man, I'll tell you what, that whatever you want to say, that pedal is coming off the flower with Deion in a hurry right now. All this talk about, bullying and his kid and everything. And now he won't allow certain, members of the media to ask questions, and we had Mike Farrell asking for him to resign, that he should resign if this is true, the bullying story that involves Shiloh Sanders. I mean, it's coming apart in a hurry. That dude can't go 4-8, 5-7 again and expect everybody to be, hip hip hooray for Deion.
Well, have you looked at the schedule? Because the Big 12 was not kind. And you're right about the opener, but for crying out loud, don't ever schedule anybody with the word Dakota in their university name. Just don't do it. Because that team could line up in 22, 23 personnel and go, old school Barry Alvarez, Wisconsin, and just play bully ball with Colorado and limit their possessions on offense. Yes, Colorado should win that game. Of course they should. But you look at the rest of the schedule, it's a lot more difficult than last year was. And so I'm going to be very interested to see, because you're right, he better start winning. And, my whole thing with the deal is I can appreciate that he is who he is, and he's who he is unapologetically. But come on, man, like, you're not immune to criticism. That's not how this works.
Yeah.
So if somebody writes something in the paper or says something on the radio or what have you that you don't like, deal with it. That's part of this profession. And let's not forget, when you start that fight, the media always has the pen last. Always. And you're never going to win. Yeah, you're never going to win that battle unless you start winning big. You start winning big, Okay, well, then that changes a little bit. But we haven't seen that yet. We think Colorado is going to be better. But, I mean, everybody was claiming they were going to be so much better last year. And then I came out and said, no, they're not. And everybody laughed at me, acting like I was being a jerk. Well, the reality is the players that they were bringing in, everybody was talking about Shedeur Sanders and talking about Travis Hunter and Dylan Edwards and Cormani McLean, and I get that. But nobody was talking about the guys from Rhode Island and Southern Utah and Maine and UTEP and some of these places, right? So, let's see what they do this year, because now we got a brand new group of new faces, and let's hope it's better than it was a year ago.
Yeah, it wasn't talked about as much this year, but he turned over another 50 guys. I mean, it was amazing the amount of guys that they brought in, and so we'll see how that whole thing shakes out. And boy, speaking about rabbit ears, Mike Gundy. This is something that we would have never thought we would hear from a coach just 4 or 5 years ago, right? So Oklahoma State's got the QR code on their helmet now. If you hit the QR code, it takes you to their donation page for NIL.
Yeah.
But Mike Gundy said he had to tell his team in a team meeting, tell your agents to stop calling us and asking for more money. He said it was not negotiable now at this time of year, and that they should pick that back up in December. But I mean, would you ever think that a college coach would have to tell his team publicly, tell your agents to stop calling us? That's hilarious.
Well, it is hilarious, but it's just also indicative of how out of hand this has all gotten. Like, okay, you're wanting more money, but you haven't played a game yet. What are we doing here? Yeah. Everything's backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It is all backwards. Thom Luginbill has been our guest. Lugs, I appreciate you. We'll be doing this every Monday. We've got all kinds of games coming up this weekend, all the way through Monday, and it's going to be good stuff. It's on now. Moves too fast, but it's on now.
It is. It's ready to roll. I think we're all very excited. And if this last weekend, which had 4 games, all come down to the last play of the game, is reflective of this coming weekend, we're all going to be in for a treat.
Yeah. Montana State with the 2 touchdowns, late, to beat New Mexico and
things
like that
were
going on.
Nevada?
Yeah, Nevada had that thing. It looked like they had that one. Yeah, right.
I know. All of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's college football. That's why we love it. All right, man. Appreciate you.
All right, buddy. See ya.
All right. Thom Luginbill. He's so good. All right, we are open gangway now the rest of the way. So if you want to get in, you can get in. 256-576-4977. Go ahead and jump on the lines. I do have some things other than college football that I'll slip in there. But you talk about what you want to talk about. I want to hear what you want to talk about. We'll get into all of that here coming up on the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Check out VSiN's catalog of original podcasts, daily and weekly programming to keep you in the know when you're on the go. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
College football season gets into full swing this weekend. Number 1, Georgia favored by 13.5 against number 14, Clemson. Number 8, Penn State by 8.5 at West Virginia. Number 2, Ohio State, a 50-point favorite at home against Akron. Number 4, Texas by 32.5 against Colorado State. Number 5, Alabama, a 31-point favorite at home against Western Kentucky. Number 20, Texas A&M by 3 against number 7, Notre Dame. Number 21, Arizona by 30.5 against New Mexico. Number 4, Texas favored by 3.5 against number 9, Michigan. Number 13, LSU by 4 against number 23, USC. That's the VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. I'm Chuck Sanders.
Thom Luginbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Embark on a flavorful journey at the Brewers Cooperative. Located within the vibrant community hub of Stovehouse in Huntsville, our brewery isn't just about crafting exceptional beers. It's a destination where culinary delights and local brews harmonize. Whether you're seeking a laid-back lunch or a lively dinner with friends, our diverse menu has something to please every palate. With a commitment to quality and a passion for innovation, we invite you to savor the unique flavors of Huntsville's craft beer scene at the Brewers Cooperative. Call 256-678-7036. The Brewers Cooperative.
Are you feeling tired? Are you feeling sluggish? Gentlemen, Game Day Men's Health. Game Day Men's Health is here to help you. Braden is here. Braden, you've got the answers.
Thanks, Scott. Whether it's low T, erectile dysfunction, weight loss, or a number of other things, we have a solution for them.
It's Game Day Men's Health. Give them a call today at
256-850-1570.
You can find them online.
GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, what man wouldn't like to have tests done in a man cave?
That's right. Come in for your free test and consultation, walk into a world-class staff, a comfortable, relaxed environment, and we got your results in about 20 minutes with appointments less than an hour.
And the big game is always on the TV. It's Game Day Men's Health. Give them a call.
256-850-1570.
You can find them online at GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Huntsville/The Zone.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
You need a lawyer and pick up the phone. I'm attorney Gary Lackey. When you call for a lawyer, where does that phone ring? My phone rings in my office.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. My phone rings in my office too.
So does mine. I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. And when you've been hurt and need help, we're the ones who take your call.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Hello, listeners. My name is Jonathan Dunwoody, and I own Minuteman Press. We are a full-service print shop that is locally owned and operated. I have personally been handling direct mail for over 17 years and have a great relationship with the USPS. We are the only print shop in the area that is listed as a print provider on their website and the only printing franchise that can use their logo as our partner on marketing materials. We can help from conception to design, print, and delivery to the post office. And with our easy, secure online payment option, you don't even need to leave your office. Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
And now, a man who knows what you ate for breakfast.
Time now for the biggest thinker of them all.
He knows it all. He is Drew DeArmond. Listen to Drew and Scott Tyson weekday mornings. It's Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Thom Abraham Show. I'm a bit discombobulated, John, I must say. I mean, am I good now? I mean, till the music fires? Can I take a couple of calls? I mean, do you need another break? I mean, how are we going to handle? We going to fix this in the second hour? What are you going to do?
We can fix it in the second hour. I think we'll be fine for right now. We can take probably a call, and then we'll it'll have to be a quick one.
We'll add like one spot to each break in the second hour to make up for Kalen DeBoer. We'll do something like that. Yeah. All right. In order of the longest wait, who is up first, Paulie or Danny? Probably Paulie.
Paulie called before the show started.
Oh, he called before the show? Okay. Paulie in Cape Coral, Florida. Paulie, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
What's up?
Yeah, real quick, I just want to say, how can a 10th ranked team can't stop a team that's 2 years removed from a wishbone offense? But
yeah,
I'll call you back tomorrow.
Okay. All right. There you go.
He's quick with it. And
something happened at work. You know, something he's got to do probably.
No.
Probably. Like, all right. Listen now, real quickly.
Well, I told him two things. I said two things. All right. Jamal Haynes and the other one that's like Haynes King. Yeah, Haynes King. They're both Haynes, so it gets me confused.
The Hayneses?
Yeah, the Hayneses. The running back and the quarterback. Those guys were beasts.
Tell you what you got to know. Brent Key. 3 years as the offensive line coach at Alabama, and a guy from Birmingham, hardcore dude right there. He's gonna do a great job. Natty Danny is up next. Natty Danny, welcome to the show. How are you?
I got some stats for you, my friend. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. 2022 highest pass TD interception ratio. I'll start with the fourth place quarterback, Bryce Young. CJ Stroud's number 3. Caleb Williams was number 2. In my Detroit Lions, Hendon Hooker was number 1 with 13.5. Your Bryce Young had 6. It was 6.4. That's what Bryce was.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is this: Hooker's the future, brother. There's a lot of good future going on with this team, and I tell you what, that draft choices we had that gave us Gibbs, Branch, Laporta, and Campbell. You got to admit that year that was probably the best draft in that year. Wouldn't you agree?
It was a very good, very, very strong draft. As long as Gibbs can stay healthy, that's going to be a strong draft for you. There's no doubt about it. Hendon Hooker, gets it back to being in full health. I think he's, what is he now, 35, 38 years old, something like that. Is he older than Goff? Hendon Hooker? He's pretty old. I mean, that dude was like 26 when he was in college.
Okay, Tom, okay. But you know what? It's all good. You know what I did notice? And they got a picture of Golf on the sidelines. Of course, we won the game. But you got Golf on the sidelines. He's a dope boy. He's soft. He looks really soft.
Yeah, he is. He's a little bit
I mean,
soft.
there's no definition. He looks like a guy that would hang out at a disco bar or something.
Yeah.
But then Tom Brady wasn't either. Look what happened to Tom Brady.
Yeah, well, let's not put Hendon Hooker in a Tom Brady class. Okay, let's not get crazy now.
Okay, I'm not going to get crazy. I'm just talking body style, my friend. Body style.
Yeah.
So
if Hooker's playing this year, you got trouble though, because that means Goff went down. You need Goff to stay healthy and be good.
Yeah. You ain't kidding, buddy. I agree 100%. Good news. When I go up there at the end of this year, around the end of this year, my brother's touching me up with Michigan tickets to Minnesota at home and a Lions game. How about that? One weekend.
That's great. Yeah, that's going to be a great weekend for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's all good, Tom. I like what I'm excited. I got to get to the casino and put some money on these guys.
Well, you better do it soon because, time is running out here. You got Fresno State coming up. Michigan's got Fresno State coming up. You should be all right in that one.
I hear you. All right. See you.
All right. Appreciate you. A lot of cupcake games week 1. But there are enough decent games that we'll have some decent games too. All right, coming up, hour number 2. Privet is already in the call queue. Go ahead and jump in there. 256-576-4977 will get you in. It's a Tom Abraham show. More right after this. Owen Home Appliance Center features the biggest names in home appliances like Viking, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, GE, and Frigidaire. But they also have great brands that you may not know, like Mela, Forno, Z-Line, Invisicook, and Beko. But no matter what, they all get delivered the day you buy, and they service everything they sell. And at the Lacey Spring Showroom, just 8 miles south of the river on 231, you'll find a totally interactive showroom where you can hear the dishwashers wash and the freezers free and see the cookies get baked in the double ovens. Owen Home Appliance Center will even wash and dry a load of clothes for you so that you can see how great the products are. And they have ice machines making all kinds of ice, cubed, nugget, and top hat. How is that for variety? Owen Home Appliance Center believes in community involvement as well, sponsoring youth teams, race cars, and an annual Easter egg hunt. quality products, quality pricing, quality service is the name of the game for Owen Home Appliance Center. Find them in Somerville and Lacey Springs and online at owenappliance.com.
Chapman Commercial Realty, your source for Alabama commercial real estate. Chapman Commercial Realty has the experience and expertise you're looking for when making commercial real estate decisions. If it's office space, retail space, investment property, or project development, Chapman Commercial Realty is your answer. Call Bill Chapman today at 256-656-8413. That's 256-656-8413. Or find them online at chapmancommercialrealty.com.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
This is Sports.
Good morning. I'm Doug Brown. Wideout Juju Smith-Schuster is back with the Kansas City Chiefs. Smith-Schuster played for the Chiefs in 2022, the first of their back-to-back title teams. He played for the Patriots last year. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports running back Nick Chubb is expected to miss at least the first 4 games on the PUP list. He's still recovering from a left knee injury. After 2 home runs Sunday, giving him 51 for the season, Aaron Judge of the Yankees has a chance to break his American League record of 62 from 2 years ago. He's only the 5th player to hit 50 or more at least 3 times. An Alabama high school quarterback died over the weekend. Morgan Academy junior Caden Tellier suffered a fatal brain injury after a hit to the head against Selma Academy Friday night. Tellier was 16 years old.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Follow the Tide right here. Hi, this is Chris Stewart of the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Your home of all things Bama is 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Roll Tide.
Thom Luginbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Rocket City Federal Solutions, LLC is committed to streamlining engineering solutions for all aspects of installations and facilities construction and management worldwide with expertise and precision. These guys are great Americans, helping to keep us safe everywhere from right here in the Tennessee Valley. The team at Rocket City Federal Solutions is headed by CEO Jason Larson, and they have over 35 years combined experience handling projects all over the world. Learn more at RocketCityFederalSolutions.com. That's RocketCityFederalSolutions.com.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on. Now live, here he is, the big dog, Thom Abraham.
How you doing? Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like Elmer McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond? Get off my...
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
And welcome back, hour number 2 of the Thom Abraham Show. And this segment of the show is brought to you by North Alabama Mortgage. You know, if you're thinking about home improvements this fall, this is a great time to use the equity in your house, and then you can refi later when the rates come down. They will come down, but in the meantime, you can use that high equity that you have in your home to get a nice, home improvement done. And you can also use that equity to eliminate consumer debt forever and then refi to a lower rate and even a shorter term when the rates drop. Go to NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's at NorthAlabamaMortgage.com. John, you know those things they have, those videos that they have on a YouTubeage where they do like opening, they do like box opening type stuff.
Yeah.
So I got 2 packages just came here at the Big Dog Production Studios. I just ran out to the mailbox during that break to get to feel some of that beautiful sunshine. And I have 2 packages that came, and I'm very excited about them. And I know what this one is because it's got a return address of the Football Writers Association of America. What this means is this is my fresh. How do I get it open? I'm going to do a live opening here. Hang on.
You got to have a mail opening with a mail opener.
No.
Got to have an envelope opener to have a mail opener.
I have a scissors is what I have over here.
Oh, that'll work.
I do have a scissors here. So I got the scissors, and this is going to be my new. Wait a minute. Why is there a staple on there? Okay. So this is going to be, I don't know which one of these things I'm more excited about. This is my new directory of college football writers all around the country, which means I got to give you my old one. Okay. So you have a directory.
I think I already got one.
Well, yeah, but do you have a new one? You don't have a new one. Have you joined the Football Writers of Association America, or are you waiting to see whether or not you're going to be able to hang on to this job?
I think I'm already a part of it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Right here, Football Writers Association of America. So there you go. That's the thing that we get here. And this has in it, everybody who covers every team in the entire country. Wait a minute. Active members. It has all the active members. I'll see if you're in it. Ryan Abraham is in it from USC, covers USC football. Thom Abraham is in it from the Thom Abraham Show. And then next is Ellen Abrahamson. So there's no John Abraham.
What's mom doing in there?
Yeah, right. Ellen Abrahamism. Abraham, it's her birthday this week, by the way.
I remember.
Yeah, just remember that it's her. Although I think she's going to be there tomorrow. I think she's coming to the draft tomorrow. Okay. So that'll be good. You know where the draft is, right? Carrabba's Italian Grill. That's where the draft is at. Carrabba's Italian Grill. Okay, where do I put this? That over there. Okay, so you are not in here, and your brother Joseph is not in there as well. So there's no Joe Abraham, and there's no John Abraham. There's only me and Ryan Abraham, my long-lost cousin. Okay, so there you go. That was in the one package. And then the other package, I know what this is. This is like Christmas. Except for I know what it is. You know what this is, John?
A book.
This is my new phone case.
Oh, yeah.
Getting a new phone case is like getting a new phone, isn't it? That's how getting a new. No, I love getting a new phone case because it's easier than it gives your phone a completely different look without having to change all the information and stuff like that in the phone. I hope this is a good phone case.
I've always gone with the basic phone case. It's see-through. It just shows off my actual phone.
Yeah, no, I have one of those that's not doing it really good. It's got a screen protector. I don't need the screen.
Well, the last one you got was also not doing it because it covered up the mic.
Right, that's why I got rid of it. I mean, it's on there right now still, but that's why I bought this one. And this was actually very affordable. You can get these phone cases are $50 and $60 now, but this one was like $20. And I'm hoping that this is much better than the one that I had that I got at the Walmart. Dust absorber. I'm not putting these cover things on there. Do you put the cover things on the front of your phone?
I just get a separate screen protector. Thing? Yeah. Can't trust those other ones. They cover up the mics.
How cool is this? Look at this. Look at this.
It's a red.
No, wait. It's got a little door.
Little phone stand.
Do you see that? No.
Oh. Gonna break your new case before you even get on your phone.
Wow, it's a really deep crimson. Wait a minute. This looks like Georgia. It's red and black. Okay. But look at this little thing here. So you cover up the camera. You know what I mean? Some people get anal about they're afraid that somebody's watching them on the camera on their phone. So it's got a little sliding door here to cover up the camera. I'll probably have to close that like when I'm in bed at night because people might be trying to see me and
I don't know about that.
You don't want to do that. And it's also got this was key for me. I can't get it up because I don't have fingernails. It's got a little kickstand. I needed a kickstand. because I like to watch stuff on the phone, and I got to have a little kickstand, but I can't get it. On.
While you're eating the bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches, you like to watch stuff in the morning. Yeah, of course.
I like to have a little something to watch in the morning. It's got these here covers for the. Okay, I'm stoked, man. I got something to do now after the show, along with everything else I got to do. All right, if you want to get in, we got open lines 256-5764. 97.7 to get you in. Privet has waited patiently. Privet, welcome to the show. How are you?
How's it going, Tom? This is Privet from Parts Unknown.
Man, it's been a minute, right? It must be football season for you to be coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sick and tired, Tom.
Sick and tired.
Sick and tired of the haters and the homers of every team.
Yeah.
But I hear these people, I'm an Alabama fan.
Sure.
But I hear these haters say they'll go 5-7 at best, and I hear the homers saying they'll 12-0 and they'll breeze through the playoffs. Just let the kids play ball. We'll find out. You know.
Yeah, people like to predict. I don't think is anybody really saying they're going to go 5-8 or 5-7 or something like that. I don't think anybody expects that.
I've heard it.
You know,
but,
I mean, I'm out there at 10-2. You know,
People like you, that's your job. People like Lugs, that's his job. And, you know, but, I mean, just let the kids play ball. We'll find out in about 4.5 months. I think they'll be all right.
Well, we're going to learn a lot when they go to Wisconsin. You know, I don't think that's a layup. I mean, I think going to Wisconsin's a thing, and then they get a week off, come back, play Georgia. But yeah, I mean, you want to let it unfold. But look, everybody and their brothers always trying to make predictions. Who's going to make the 12-team playoff? Who, you know what? I don't like preseason polls. I don't think we should have a poll right now because we don't know.
Absolutely
not. Florida State's the number 10 team in the country, aren't they? Look at that, Florida State.
How'd that work out for them?
That's what I'm saying.
What do you think about the 2 buys in the season? You probably like it because you want to extend the season.
Well, you know, what I would like, Privet, is I would like there to be 12 buys. I want to have a game and then a bye. You know what I mean? I want to have like a week. I want to have a week to talk about the last game. Yeah. I want to have I should go all the way through the school year. I want to have a week to talk about the last game, and then I want to have a week to talk about the next game. I want it to ferment. You know what I mean? I like it. I can't stand how fast it goes. It's like, boom, and it's gone. We talk about it for 40 weeks, and then it's gone in 12. You know, so it's like, game,
it's just
bye.
There's
game,
no way it can go that fast, but it does.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That's a sign of getting old, Tom.
Yeah. Yeah, I need it to last because these seasons go by so dang fast now. I mean, it's ridiculous how fast they go by.
And I was just wondering if I'm going to be able to make it to the first game, and before I know it, with the end of the season. Yeah.
It's over. Yeah. My wife asked me. She asked
you
me.
got other people waiting, but I appreciate your time, man.
Thank you. So my wife asked me. She says, the friends of ours from church, Jake and Anna. Jake and Anna are moving next weekend, and they asked if we would help them move on Saturday. I'm like, no. She's like, why? What do you got going on? I'm like, it's opening day of college football. And it sounds so trivial to her. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's opening day of college football.
Can't do that.
No,
it's crazy to me how people still schedule things on Saturdays, and I know sometimes the dudes don't have a say, but they should have a little bit to where they say, hey, there's a little bit of there's a thing called college football going on, you know, maybe push this.
Clemson in Georgia at 11 o'clock, Miami and Florida at 2:30, Notre Dame and Texas A&M at 6:30, Alabama and Auburn playing their cupcake games. No! I'm not helping you move. I'll help you move on Sunday afternoon after church and before the LSU USC game, okay? And I'll help you move Monday. I don't care that much about Boston College and Florida State, but I will watch the game. But not on Saturday. And she was like, oh, my gosh, priorities. I'm like, honey, it's 12 weeks. 12 weeks over 14. It's 12 weeks. And then the playoffs. It's just 12 weeks. Okay? Can we just have 12 weekends, please? Well, in the NFL. That's 18 weekends. In the playoffs. In the Super Bowl. I really kind of like the UFL, too.
And then basketball starts up.
Then in college hoop. Hockey. I love the hockey. I just spent the last 3 months going to lunch every Sunday after church. No more of that. Not after next weekend. That's it. I get home by noon. We get out of the Sunday school at 12:45, and I can walk to the church. That's it. We're done. Going to the
You might have made the mistake.
Sunrise.
Did you put your 2 weeks notice in for NFL and college football season?
I didn't.
Oh.
I needed to give her 2 weeks notice.
Yeah.
My niece, your cousin, they scheduled a wedding. This was 2 months ago. They scheduled a wedding for October 25th. She sent to save the date for October 25th. Okay? I said, no! No, October 26th. That's what it was. October 26th. Now, thankfully, it wasn't the Alabama-Tennessee. It's Alabama-Missouri, Kentucky-Auburn, LSU, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, and Oklahoma. I mean, is the 26th maybe the best day in total of SEC football, October 26th? I mean, look at the games that day. Oklahoma, South Carolina. I mean, no, wait a minute. That's the week before. Oklahoma, Ole Miss. I said that, right? Missouri, Alabama. Mississippi State, Arkansas. Fight on a short bus. LSU and Texas A&M. Kentucky and Auburn. I mean, are you kidding me? Texas and Vanderbilt. When Texas and Vanderbilt get together, you throw out the records. I was like, I told my sister, I'm like, honey, I'm going to be sick that day. No. I said November 2nd is free. There's great games on November 2nd, too, but none of them involve Alabama because that's a bye week for them. It's the Florida-Georgia. It's a cocktail party. Wow, that's late this year. Cocktail party. It's usually earlier, much earlier than that. I don't know. I might not even go to the wedding on November 2nd, to be honest with you. Redneck Romeo is up next. Romeo, welcome to the show. How are you? Romeo, where'd you go?
Hey, Tom, it's Jay from Athens.
Oh, it's Jay in Athens. Okay, I'm sorry. My interim super secret double probation producer said it's Redneck Romeo.
I get mixed up with the Jasons.
It's Jay in Athens. You get mixed up with the accents. This is what, let me tell you something there, Grasshopper. This is what a NASCAR play-by-play man should sound like. Jay in Athens, okay? Not Jay in Australia. He should sound like Jay in Athens, Alabama, where the accent changes when you get to the Limestone County line. Everything changes accent-wise. Hey, Jay, how you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. How are you, man? Hey,
fantastic. Yeah.
All right, let me start out with this. Okay, so roughly 17, 18 years ago, there was a thought that it was going to be Rich Rodriguez as our coach instead of Nick Saban.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so starting this Wednesday night in Jacksonville, Alabama, they're doing like a head coach show, Eli Gold and Rich Rodriguez. How weird.
Oh, my gosh. Is Eli doing that show? Let me tell you something. Eli is doing something with AL.com. I forget what it's called. Beat Everybody, I think is what it's called. It's a podcast that's called Beat Everybody. I think Mike Casagrande is on it and a couple other guys. And Eli Gold. And Eli is telling stories about Alabama. This is what Eli should be doing. This is what Eli should be hosting the pregame on the quad. Eli should be riding around in a golf cart, shaking hands and kissing babies in Tuscaloosa. Eli should be doing specialty shows like this, the show that they're doing, talking about the history of Alabama football and beat everybody and stuff like that. That's what Eli Gold should be doing, in my opinion. I wish that's what he was doing, not screwing around doing the Hey Rich show,
I just thought that was weird. And another thing too, weird, watching the season preview of the Kalen DeBoer show instead of the Nick Saban show. That was weird with Chris Stewart as well. It's just, it's hard getting used to it,
Yeah.
But
well, they'll be great. Chris will be joining us on Wednesday on the show here. They will do great on that show. Are they calling it the Kalen DeBoer show, or are they calling it Hey Coach? Because it was always Hey Coach, and then Nick Saban said, "Hey, I don't want people hey coaching me. I want it to be the Nick Saban show." So they changed it to Hey Coach and the Nick Saban show.
I think that's right. But the TV show that they do it here locally on Fox 54. It's the Kalen DeBoer show, and but I'm eager for the season to start. I know, a lot of people are saying we might lose 3 or 4 games. I went down and watched the scrimmage 2 weeks ago. What a laid back atmosphere. The guys are having fun. It was Coach DeBoer letting the guys coach, and he's just sitting back watching. No hooting and hollering from him like Coach Saban used to just, rant and rave and all that stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be different, but I'm like you. I could see 10-2, maybe 10-1. Who knows? Or 11-1. Who knows? But I'm looking forward to it. And just who you see them losing to? Georgia and who else?
I think that if no, I don't have them necessarily losing to Georgia. That game at Tennessee, at LSU, and at Oklahoma, I could see them, and then of course the Georgia game. So those are the swing games for me. I think they beat Wisconsin, and I think they'll beat Auburn, even though I think Auburn's going to be greatly improved. So out of the 4 games, Georgia, at Tennessee, at LSU, at Oklahoma, I think that they go 2-2 in those 4 games. I think those are the key games. Look, they could go 9-3. I'll be honest with you. This is a brutal schedule. I mean, I don't know. Nick Saban saw the writing on the wall of what the deal was, but this is a brutal schedule. And this is as tough a schedule as Alabama's played in years. They could be a really good program and go 9-3, but I think they're 10-2.
Yeah, I do too. The road schedule is brutal. And it's going to be difficult, I know, but I'm still a little worried about the secondary. But other than that, I think everything will work out offensively wise. And but I appreciate you, buddy, you taking my call. Have a good week, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Well, big Friday trifecta this week too. Jay and Hamptons, you need to be at the draft tomorrow night. I did it on Tuesday so that we wouldn't have church conflicts. We're going to get a break in here. Redneck Romeo heard me going to Redneck Romeo, and he's like, what am I on the phone?
He's like,
what did he do? Call me?
He thought he had a doppelganger.
Yeah, exactly. And they all sound the same. All right, when we come back, Brandon has a tremendous idea that I'm going to float out there to you guys. Brandon actually, Brandon has a million ideas, and every once in a while, one of them's pretty good. Brandon's got a really good idea. And I'll explain that when we return and take more of your phone calls on the Thom Abraham Show.
This summer, make it a Woody Anderson Ford. Make it 0% financing, make it no down payment, and make no payments for 90 days. Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. It's our Ford summer sales event, and I promise you can save serious dollars on a large selection of our 2024 Fords. We've got financing as low as 0% for 36 months on 2024 F-150, Explorer, Expedition, Edge, Escape, plus all-electric F-150 Lightning and Mustang Mach-E. And on all these Fords I just mentioned, you'll make no down payment and no payments for 90 days. Can you say Orange Beach, here we come? This is going to be a good summer. Come choose from over 550 new Fords, and you'll learn firsthand that nobody will work harder to earn your business. Brand new award-winning Fords with 0% financing, no down payment, and no payment for 90 days with your good credit. This offer ends 9/3/24. Come see us today and make it a Woody Anderson Ford. Hope to see you soon.
You need a lawyer and pick up the phone. I'm attorney Gary Lackey. When you call for a lawyer, where does that phone ring? My phone rings in my office.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. My phone rings in my office too.
So does mine. I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. And when you've been hurt and need help, we're the ones who take your call.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Carrabba's Italian Grill is the best place to enjoy authentic Italian cuisine, passed down from our founders' family recipes. Featuring a wood-burning grill, you can enjoy Carrabba's signature dishes, including chicken brine, wood-fired grilled steak and chops, and classic Italian pasta dishes. Have a special event? Elevate your catering with Carrabba's Catering, the perfect way to enjoy large party portions of your favorite hand-prepared dishes for any event. Carrabba's Italian Grill at Parkway Place, Huntsville.
There is power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943. FDIC.
Chapman Commercial Realty, your source for Alabama commercial real estate. Chapman Commercial Realty has the experience and expertise you're looking for when making commercial real estate decisions. If it's office space, retail space, investment property, or project development, Chapman Commercial Realty is your answer. Call Bill Chapman today at 256-656-8413. That's 256-656-8413. Or find them online at chapmancommercialrealty.com.
Changed my phone case. I was trying to get it open, the old one, which is a waterproof one. And it turned out that I was trying to pull it apart in the molded part. I wasn't trying to pull it apart where it's supposed to be pulled apart. I was trying to pull it apart in the molded section. And then once I realized that I was pulling it apart in the wrong part, I almost got violent. I almost got violent with it. It almost got a little ugly. But at the last minute, I realized I was pulling it apart in the wrong spot. So I was able to get it apart. John, I'm not going to put the screen protector thing on it. I don't think I'm going to put that on there. I mean, I'll keep them, but I like the way it feels on the face of the phone. So there you go. There it is. That's a nice looking phone case right there. Here, I'm going to cover up my camera just in case people are trying to take pictures of me. There, now my camera's covered up. Beautiful. All right. If you want to get in, you can do it 256-576-4977. This segment of the show is brought to you by Owen Home Appliance Center. Owen Home Appliance Center features the biggest names in home appliances, plus some you may not know, but still offer tremendous value. Go check out their Lacey Springs showroom, just 8 miles south of the river on 231 in Alabama, and you'll find a totally interactive showroom down there. And don't forget about the freezer. I know it's getting late in the year. It's still hot out there. It's going to be hot all week. Get on down there, get yourself a freezer, whether it's a chest freezer, an upright freezer. You're going to need a freezer for your deer coming up this fall, okay? So go on down there and check them out. Get a $50 gift card towards the purchase of Wagyu beef when you purchase that freezer. It's Owen Home Appliance Center. Quality products, quality pricing, quality service. It's right there in the name. Quality people as well with Mike Owen. Does a great job. All right. So Brandon has an idea. I love this idea. He's like, we should have a line where we could call and leave messages and you would then play them like right after the games or during the games on Saturday where we can rant and rave. And then you could play the reaction. like it's Reaction Monday, but you'll have our reactions from the games. And I was like, you can do that. You can do that. You can call the text window. You know the text window that you guys text at 732-982-7469? You can literally call the text window and leave a message at the text window, and I can play those. Okay? We can test it with Brandon after he gets done with his call. We can test it with him. Brandon, welcome to the show. That was a pretty decent idea there. We'll call it the Brandon line.
Man, I'm telling you, the live reaction is where it's at. When you're having the meltdown in your living room and you just got to send it out, there's nothing like leaving that message and then getting to listen to it on Monday.
I mean, yeah. I mean, can you imagine it? Like, can you imagine like Wolverine Dan, if they're actually getting whacked by somebody that he didn't expect that they were going to get whacked by? I mean, it would be epic if that kid called in. He would,
snaps good. The whole
he'd be like that, like happy. He go all Happy State.
I think it'd be fantastic. Me and my friends leave each other voicemails on the weekend, and sometimes we don't listen to them until Monday. We just let them sit, and then we'll send them back to each other.
Yeah.
So you get to listen to what you said to me on Saturday, on Monday, and the reaction to the reaction is always a great one. So
somebody, Barrett
I think it would be really great for the show.
Barrett Salee posted after the Florida State's first drive when they averaged 10 yards of play and went down and scored quick on Georgia Tech. He posted, he goes, you think Florida State is ticked off that they got left out of the playoff and they want to prove something? 3 hours later, they had lost the game.
You got to love it. That's when somebody needed to give him the video of Not So Fast, My Friend.
Yes.
So, really good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you made me some money last week. So when you were listening, I was listening to you talk to Bill Bender. I decided I'll just put $50 on Georgia Tech. It won't kill me. So I've got some silver
I don't remember having Bill Bender on. When was I talking to Bill Bender? I mean, we were talking about Georgia Tech and the fact that they would cover to 10. It was coming down. That was Steve Merrill.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Excuse me, not Bill Bender, Steve Merrill, sorry. But you were talking about it coming down and talking about it being close. And I started hearing a lot of that noise, and I said, something's up with this. And
I thought it would be a game.
Myself, I said, I'm wondering if they just really don't believe that dude is going to be the dude at quarterback. So I dropped $50 on it and made some money. That's the first time I've been tempted to kind of go against my gut, but it worked out. So pretty good stuff. Really
well, hopefully you weren't listening to who was it that called? He also liked Hawaii big and he liked SMU big, and that did not happen in both cases. Nevada almost beat SMU. SMU needed 16 points in the fourth quarter. They outscored Nevada 16-0 in the fourth quarter to win that game 29-25 or 29-24. And really Delaware State hung around with Hawaii. They got beat by 21, but the line was like 40-something.
Yeah, the Georgia Tech FSU, I felt pretty good about that. The other two, I don't really feel like I know enough about them to be throwing away money on.
Yeah.
So I just didn't put anything on them. The only thing I'm going to bet on Hawaii on is to please the wife if we go there on vacation. That's the only money I would ever put on them for anything.
Yeah, I don't pretend to know about every single one of the, 132 teams playing in Division I. And then you got all the, than all of these other teams playing in these, in 1AA, whatever they call FCS, and then the HBCUs. I don't know enough about those teams. I'm not going to sit there and tell you that Alabama A&M is going to hang with Auburn. I don't know enough about that. Got to draw the line somewhere.
Me either. Yeah. Well, something that's in my wheelhouse, valuing property, praising property.
Yeah.
And I see this wild story about UNLV that the land that their stadium was appraised at $0 in 2023 by the Clark County appraisers, and now they're trying to sell it for $5 million.
Really? Well, I'll tell you what. You want to talk about value? I'll give you one. 19 years ago. All right. Babe Ruth's jersey from the 1932 World Series sold for $950,000. They could not verify whether that was the jersey that he wore in Game 3. I don't know why it wouldn't be, because, how many jerseys did they have in 1932 in Game 3 when he had the called shot? Well, since then, they verified that this jersey that was sold for $950,000, that's the jersey Babe Ruth wore when he called his shot against the Chicago Cubs in Game 3. He had already hit one home run, and the count was 0-2. And he pointed to center field and then hit the home run. That jersey sold over the weekend for $24 million, doubling the most ever paid for a piece of sports memorabilia. The most ever paid before that was Mickey Mantle's rookie card in mint condition, 1952 rookie card that went for $12 million. And somebody, how much money do you have to pay $24 million for a Babe Ruth jersey?
That's Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk money, or somebody Live Golf money.
Yeah. I thought maybe you bought it, but I wasn't sure.
No. I might have bought the Honus Wagner card they tried to pull off the shelves, but I think you're only talking $3 or $4 million for it versus $24 million. Good God, what a return on your money.
Some dude paid $950,000 for it and sold it for $24 million. Now, it took 20 years, 19 years, but still in 19 years, going from $1 million to $24 million, that's pretty good.
A little over $1 million a year. That's not bad at all.
Not a bad return.
Not a bad return. But I just thought that was strange that the UNLV stadium, they're looking to sell it for $5 million, which makes me wonder. I wonder if it might be the Athletics that are digging around looking at some property over there.
I don't know. UNLV plays. I think UNLV plays at the Dome now there at Allegiant Stadium. But all right, Brandon, that's a good job by you.
Roll Tide.
Keep banging some calls here. We're just jammed up here on a Reaction Monday. By the way, we did have had during the show some breaking news. CeeDee Lamb has been signed to a 4-year extension by the Dallas by God Cowboys, $136 million for 4 years. $100 million guaranteeing CeeDee Lamb $25 million a year. Big Cowboy fan to Philip is up. Philip, welcome in. How are you? You see, you can't do it during the show. You can't do it during the show. Let's see if I can answer this. Hang on, Philip. Yeah, see, Brandon, you can't do it during the show.
I thought you said hang up and call.
I did.
My call.
I did, but you can't do it during the show, because if you do it during the show, I just realized that it would come across the computer. So, but it works. It works. Yeah. All right, man. Appreciate you. It comes across the computer, but you'll be able to leave messages there. Philip, welcome in. How are you?
Years for the Philip to give a flying flip about it. But congratulations.
So who now? We just caught the end of that.
What?
We just got the end of that. What are you giving a flying flip about?
College football finally figured something out. Took 57 years. I don't know. They're liable to just put the SEC in the whole, playoff thing, and that'll screw everything up. But
you should put the SEC in the NFL. It should be like the third conference. They have 16 teams, just like the American Football Conference, the National Football Conference, and the Southeastern Conference. And they should just make that like another NFL conference and forget the rest of them, right? How about that?
I don't know.
Okay.
But for the first time, I enjoyed watching a college football game like I have not enjoyed watching a college football game since going over to my grandma's house, Grandma Dickerson, on New Year's Day and watching Penn State play in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Now, I'm talking 50 years ago.
Oh, my gosh.
That was a cool thing to do. But the other night, I had a ton of fun watching that. and had a ton of fun watching the Little League World Series. That was fantastic.
Wasn't that something for those of you that missed it? Yeah. Lake Mary, Florida. Florida won their first Little League World Series, and the game, Florida scores in the bottom of the sixth, which is the last inning. They score in the bottom of the sixth to tie the game 1-1 against Taiwan. I don't know what the hell Chinese Taipei is. It's Taiwan, for God's sakes. Call it what it is. It's Taiwan. Anyway, they scored to tie Taiwan up at 1, and then in the bottom of the eighth, they put a man on second like they do in the Major League Baseball. And so Florida goes to bunt the guy over. And when they go to bunt the guy over to third, the pitcher fields the ball. He wheels around and he fires the first. And there's nobody covering. And the ball goes all the way to the fence. And the guy comes in to score. And Florida wins the Little League World Series over Taiwan.
That was good stuff. That was good stuff.
Yeah.
What's going to be even better stuff is when the Mets, for the love of God, what is this game and a half that they're how do you
can't
stay
close the gap.
a game and a half behind somebody forever? Which it seems like forever. You're hitting ninth inning walk-off home runs. Your pitcher's hitting them. Your catcher's hitting them. God, I love that catcher, dude. You cannot not love that catcher for the Mets. How do you?
Because
I can assure you that the gap is closing.
It's a simple game and a half. Pass them and move on.
It's actually, well, they had passed them at one point in time. They passed them, and then they went in a crapper. It's actually 2.5 now, just so you know. But it's because they won one, wins the other one. They're both 6-4 in the last 10, and the Mets can't get out of their own way to, put a little streak together like they did to get into it. But yet, every time Atlanta wins, they win. Every time Atlanta loses, the Mets lose. So it's 2.5 right now.
Left?
How many games are left? Well, they've played 130 games, so there's 32 games left.
You got to believe.
31 for the Mets and 32 for the Braves. That's why it's a 2.5 game deal.
You got to believe. Mets are going to win the World Series. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
but it's
someday,
going to be,
not this year though.
For me,
some year.
What?
All right, man. Someday, not this year.
Hey.
Yeah.
Cowboys just not CeeDee Lamb. How about the Cowboys?
Ah, the Cowboys. God, it's good to have Phillip back. All right, we got to get a break in here. We are packed with legends. LSU Lynch, Michael, Grumpy are standing by. We'll hit them next. It's the Thom Abraham Show. More in a moment.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Check out VSiN's catalog of original podcasts, daily and weekly programming to keep you in the know when you're on the go. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
College football season gets into full swing this weekend. Number 1, Georgia favored by 13.5 against number 14, Clemson. Number 8, Penn State by 8.5 at West Virginia. Number 2, Ohio State, a 50-point favorite at home against Akron. Number 4, Texas by 32.5 against Colorado State. Number 5, Alabama, a 31-point favorite at home against Western Kentucky. Number 20, Texas A&M by 3 against number 7, Notre Dame. Number 21, Arizona by 30.5 against New Mexico. Number 4, Texas favored by 3.5 against number 9, Michigan. Number 13, LSU by 4 against number 23, USC. That's the VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. I'm Chuck Sanders.
Owen Home Appliance Center features the biggest names in home appliances like Viking, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, GE, and Frigidaire. But they also have great brands that you may not know, like Mela, Forno, Z-Line, Invisicook, and Beko. But no matter what, they all get delivered the day you buy, and they service everything they sell. And at the Lacey Spring Showroom, just 8 miles south of the river on 231, you'll find a totally interactive showroom where you can hear the dishwashers wash and the freezer's free and see the cookies get baked in the double ovens. Owen Home Appliance Center will even wash and dry a load of clothes for you so that you can see how great the products are. And they have ice machines making all kinds of ice, cubed, nugget, and top hat. How is that for variety? Owen Home Appliance Center believes in community involvement as well, sponsoring youth teams, race cars, and an annual Easter egg hunt. Quality products, quality pricing, quality service is the name of the game for Owen Home Appliance Center. Find them in Somerville and Lacey Springs and online at owenappliance.com.
Are you feeling tired? Are you feeling sluggish? Gentlemen, Game Day Men's Health. Game Day Men's Health is here to help you. Braden is here. Braden, you've got the answers.
Thanks, Scott. Whether it's low T, erectile dysfunction, weight loss, or a number of other things, we have the solution for them.
It's Game Day Men's Health. Give them a call today at
256-850-1570.
You can find them online.
GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, what man wouldn't like to have tests done in a man cave?
That's right. Come in for your free test and consultation, walk into a world-class staff, a comfortable, relaxed environment, and we got your results in about 20 minutes with appointments less than an hour.
And the big game is always on the TV. It's Game Day Men's Health. Give them a call.
256-850-1570.
You can find them online at GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Huntsville/The Zone.
Since 1986, Full Moon Barbecue has been cooking quality meats low and slow over a hickory wood-fired pit. From ribs and wings, brisket, turkey, catfish, and sausage to the best butts in town. If you're planning a holiday or a birthday party, Full Moon has a large banquet room. And Full Moon is ready for your next catering or tailgate. Just call us and we'll take care of everything. 256-713-0070. Full Moon Barbecue on the Parkway next to Costco. The best little pork house in Alabama.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is you need a new roof, not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up. This is Paul Feinbaum. Listen to me coming up today at 2. Now back to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
I'm ready for it. I had to look at the directions on my new phone case so I know how to open the thing up. You know what I need is an engineer. You know where I can find one? Probably at Rocket City Federal Solutions, because the great Americans there are headed up by Jason Largent and his team that has over 35 years of experience. They probably could show me how to open my phone up. I can't get that little kickstandy thing to work. I wasn't sure. I'm going to break it. I don't want to break it. I'm just saying. You know, Rocket City Federal Solutions, they're committed to streamlining engineering solutions for all aspects of installations and facility construction and management worldwide. With expertise and precision, are helping to keep us safe all over the world. All over the world. And Larson himself, I talked to him this morning. I mean, I can't believe the stuff that this guy's done. I mean, he's done a lot, and now he brings it to Rocket City Federal Solutions as they're out there doing this stuff. And you can learn more at RocketCityFederalSolutions.com. That's RocketCityFederalSolutions.com. Go there and learn more about what they're doing all over the world to help keep us safe. All right. It must be week 1 of the college football season because the calls are coming in hot and heavy. And can I get one thing in here? Because I do want to mention, I don't want the show to go away without me mentioning this. High school football finally got going around the state on Friday with a full schedule of games all over Alabama and Tennessee. But the night did turn tragic in Selma, where Morgan Academy quarterback Caden Tellier died after sustaining a head injury in their game with Southern Academies because an 18-year-old or a 16-year-old kid. This was an Alabama Independent School Association game. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Tellier family and Morgan Academy. This is unimaginable. Unimaginable. But there is always a risk in contact sports. Now, there is a story in The Athletic regarding less kids playing the game. Some say it's an epidemic. I don't think it's that bad. It was actually up 3,000 last year, but there's still well over 1 million kids playing. It's down some, especially since the high in 2009. But is it an epidemic? I don't know about that. But I also wonder about what the lack of actually practicing football has on football. In many instances, the action Friday night was the first truly live extended action these kids saw. And there was a lot of sloppy play out there. And there was a lot of things that were very interesting the way the games unfolded. Hazel Green hung with Huntsville High until late in that game where Huntsville High pulled away, but it was 7-0 at the half, Huntsville High. The Hazel Green team trying to rebuild. You know, that was one of the stories out there. Buckhorn, in a game that you heard on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, Buckhorn committed about 15 penalties, gave up a pick six and a punt return for a touchdown. I think they were -2 in the turnover battle, which is generally good for you lose 88% of the time. And they won the game by 2 touchdowns against Decatur. They won the game by 2 touchdowns. With all of that going on, that just shows you how good Buckhorn potentially could be this year. They'll be in Athens on Friday night. Grissom, goodness gracious, Grissom with a huge win. They went large. Didn't see that one coming. So there was some interesting results in high school football. Let's go back to the lines. I don't even know where we're starting. I think LSU Lynch is next. Is it Johnny on a cell next? Okay. Johnny on a cell phone. Johnny, welcome to the show. How are you? Johnny, are you there?
I don't hear him.
Johnny, talk to me. All right.
To the next.
Like I said, LSU Lynch. Johnny, come back. We'll get you in. LSU Lynch, welcome to the show. How are you?
We might be a little bit jambalaya right now.
LSU Lynch, what's going on? LSU Lynch. Hello?
Who is this?
LSU Lynch, what's going on?
Is this LSU Lynch or Johnny on a cell?
No, this is Michael.
This is Michael.
All over the place, like I said.
Can't handle them phone calls, can you? All right, Michael is next. Michael, welcome to the show. How are you?
Yeah, it's me.
Okay.
Can you
What's
hear
going
me?
on? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, good. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I can hear you. Now, I was going to mention we were talking about the communications in the helmets now in college, and if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. The headset cuts off when the play clock gets to 15.
15 or when the ball is snapped. Because these guys go pretty fast in college. You know what I mean? So 15 seconds or as soon as the ball is snapped, the play clock or the communications cut off.
Okay, because I heard someone talking this morning about how most defenses will probably wait until the 15-minute mark before they try to change anything up, like if they want to audible out of the defense they're in or that sort of thing. And it makes sense because
mark.
The 15-second
mark.
Once the headset's off, I mean, obviously the quarterback's on his own, but a good quarterback's supposed to know how to read defense anyway. But I guess what I'm saying is when you have a team like Tennessee that runs up tempo, basically you can expect Nico to have the coach in his ear pretty much all the time. If they're snapping, sometimes they snap the ball when there's 30 seconds left on the play clock.
Yeah. He will be in his ear. He'll go off. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking if the defense is still scrambling around, I mean, the coach. I guess in other words, that's an advantage to trying to snap the ball, get lined up and snap the ball before the 15 seconds. I don't know how much this is really going to matter because they're still going to be using signs, on the sidelines for the other players to see. But it would just be interesting. I just thought that was something funny to or interesting to mention.
I don't know if they are using signs for the other. I didn't see a lot of signs in the Florida State Georgia Tech game. I mean, I thought they were giving it to the quarterback, and he was giving the players the call. I think we're seeing the depth of the big signs. A defense might be using them some, but I don't know. But yes, you're going to find teams going faster than ever now. Not faster than ever because, like you say, Tennessee, but you're going to find more teams trying to go fast so that they can get the playoff before the quarterback communication goes away. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. And I had heard one of the coaches saying that, I think it was Kiffin, and he was like, well, we'll still use signs for this and this and this, but maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I guess it just depends on, how it all works out. But I mean, it could be a strategy where you could use fake signs, and a defense says, oh, well, about this whole sign stealing scandal with Michigan, or the fact that South Carolina beat Tennessee because, maybe they had their signs. I don't know. But anyway, maybe this will help eliminate some of that.
Well, that's the idea. The idea is that this is going to, thanks for the call. I appreciate it, Michael. That's the idea. The idea is that this is going to shut down greatly the whole sign stealing thing, that they're going to get to play in, and, you're not going to have all the sign stealing stuff going on. Let's try LSU Lynch again. LSU Lynch, welcome to the show. How are you?
Yeah, not my fault. Good to hear from Philip. Really good to hear from Philip. But look here, son, we're still going to see Jesus before any of your two teams do anything, son. You hear me? Now, this is breaking news update concerning my nephew that walked on at Auburn being the kicker. He's going to do the extra points, like I told you, number 90. This is Ruben. He may get to start Saturday, Tom.
Really?
Yes, he may. Look here, he done kicked the 56-yarder down there. The starting kicker...
That'll be huge because they're struggling. Yeah, they're struggling with a kicker.
Well, the starting kicker is a freshman.
Yeah.
So he's kicked a 58-yarder, but they're thinking he may have a little stage fright. My nephew's got ice in his veins, son. And like I said he's doing good, but I just want to give everybody, you Auburn fans, an update. Just let everybody know we got a little hometown cooking going on. We're excited down there. Florida sucks Seminoles. You did what I wanted you to do and lose because I hate you. Go LSU.
By the way, if you're looking for scores on the high school on Friday night, and you don't want to necessarily go through a paywall, I don't know where AL.com has high school scores, and you go to the high school page and you got to go through a zillion stories to get the best way to get scores. I'm going to just tell you right now, if you want the fastest way to get the scores, go to 977ESPN.com. Those of you that are in Alabama or care about the Alabama games, just go to 977ESPN.com. And I don't know if ESPN Winchester has the score stream on their website. If they don't, they should. They will. But the score stream for high school scores is outstanding at 977ESPN.com. That's where you go to get all your scores. Let's try Grumpy. Grumpy, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, I'm right there with LSU Lynch again, man. Hey, did you have this many callers today, or did Brandon backlog this thing?
I had actually more callers than we've gotten on, and that we will get on. You'll probably be the last one, and we probably left 3 or 4 guys waiting.
Did you see the New Hope Ohatchee score?
I did not see the New Hope Ohatchee score yet.
In regulation, Ohatchee won 76-71. In regulation.
What?
Yeah, good. Look at it. It's pretty cool. That's why I mentioned it. Hey, are we going to have those Xerox copies tomorrow for that fantasy thing so we make it easy?
We will.
Okay, man. Hey, I want to thank Robert for that great advice, man. I took Hawaii over Delaware State, Robert, like you said. It was a 40-point spread, and Hawaii won by 10. I took SMU in a 27-point spread. SMU won by 5. Thanks, Robert. I appreciate it.
He did give you Georgia Tech, though. He did give you Georgia Tech. I'm not seeing that game on our scores, the New Hope game.
I've heard some stuff about it. It seemed like a Pac-12 game, to say the least.
Well, that's even more than a Pac-12 game.
A basketball game.
Oh, yeah. It looks like a basketball game score.
Johnny,
I'm not seeing a New Hope score, but that's crazy. I got to check that out.
Johnny on the cell also had a question where Alabama would be ranked if Nick Saban were still at the program.
I don't think that Caleb DeBoer is holding down Alabama's ranking, maybe one spot higher. I think that Georgia, Ohio State, and Texas were going to be ahead of them one way or the other. So, Oregon, I think Alabama's probably right where they were going to be. I don't think that Alabama's fifth because of Kalen DeBoer. I don't think that's the case at all. I think that Georgia, Ohio State, Texas, and Oregon were probably going to be ahead of Alabama anyway, Johnny. I think that's what it is. You struggled a little bit with them phones blowing up, didn't you?
It's the device that we got to work with out here.
It's the device, huh?
It wasn't that bad, all right, but we had some callers drop in between, and then there's no names that pop up, so it's really just a guessing game after a while. So, we were throwing them in there.
Yeah, it's
still getting a bunch of them in there.
Pencil, piece of paper, gonna write them down. Yeah, because they get backed up after the first three. They just back up into the system. Wait till Friday. Wait till football Friday.
The Lord is with me.
Yeah, well, you're going to need them. And a piece of paper and a pencil. All right, that's going to do it. Still looking for that New Hope game. I did not see that. Mackerels. All right, that's going to do it for us. Coming up next, it is the Paul Feinbaum Show. Tomorrow, we will be in studio, but tomorrow night is the DFL draft at Carrabba's Italian Grill. You need to be there. The Drive will be there. I will be there. And you need to be there. That's going to do it. This has been the Thom Abraham Show. Have a great day, everybody.